Hey, what's up, guys? Someone at T92 here of Retribution Gaming, and joined with me I have Wolf and Malt Knights. Guys, enjoy yourselves away.
Hey,
Hello.
hey, what's happening? It's Wolfer, your original podcast host. How are we going?
No,
Malt?
I'm good. Thanks for having me back on the podcast.
So, Malt, let's dive straight into this, right? There's a reason you're here tonight, isn't there?
Yes, there is.
So, for you guys that don't know,
Mhm.
I have a couple of stag teams in Retribution. We have Team Nemesis, which is the best team in the guild, right? But
Eh.
Malt has challenged that. Malt has challenged that claim. Just
Well,
like he challenged the free to play and pay to win. Okay? It's now going to be a showdown.
I mean, maybe in past games, but this is a new game.
Oh, I like that.
I'm just going to come back at that already with saying I have some of the most dedicated players that we have in the guild and the team.
So are you saying your team has the best individuals, or as a team, you're the best?
Oh, God. For all the audience listening, this has been going on for the past week, so welcome to my life. Do you guys want to at least introduce the event before we do this again?
Yeah.
So at least the
Yeah,
audience
sure.
know like what's happening.
Okay, so the event that we've got going on is going to be coming out in about a week's time, give or take a few days. It's going to be Tom versus Malt. It's going to be Team Nemesis versus Team Knights. It's the showdown. First proper guild event, right? Where it's a showdown where we're competing against each other. And hopefully, like, this should test some boundaries with other events going forward when we bring in different guilds and stuff like that as well.
Or we participate in other events.
Yeah. It's gonna be good to see how this one pans out. And it's not gonna be the cleanest showdown because pressure's gonna be high on both sides, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So expect to see a lot of mistakes in this. Like so let me give you a rundown of how this is working generally.
I mean, it's a pretty simple event. We're going to do all the bosses with a Sphere 4 double greed imbuement is the challenge.
It's going to be interesting. And the best thing of all, if the patch comes out and we have the new bosses, they are included as well. So they are not going to be very practice match. Some raw gameplay there as well. Couple of other things as well for the ruling here is only one copy of a Wayfinder and weapon are allowed per team. If I'm on a Wingrave, no other Wingrave. If I've got Titan's Bane, no other Titan's Bane. That goes for both teams. Okay, so everyone's got to have a different Wayfinder, different weapon. Every boss in the game needs to be attempted, except the 2 world bosses. To clarify, this isn't going to cover the world bosses. All bosses done Sphere 4 with the double greed. Both teams are allowed a single practice run per boss before attempting their real run. The real run must be recorded, and there can't be a break in that record at all. So the minute you start the boss rush event, you can't like turn off the recording. There can't be a break in that.
Okay, gotcha.
So the idea would be you'd have like 2 guys streaming, 2 guys recording, something like that. So you've got 2 sources of video editing going on there. Also gives different perspectives when we edit it together as well. And it's going to be fun because I think we're trying to get 3 versus 3, right, on this.
Yeah, we'll try to get 3 going.
It's going to be interesting for sure.
It'll be really fun. Yeah,
it's going to be. Here's the pay to win versus free to play, the whole thing again, but in a team style format. Like, this is what you guys loved originally, right? So now you can love it even more. Me and Malt bant each other on the head.
Yeah,
Now there is some prize money in this as well.
Oh wait, what? Now I'm invested. What?
Yes. Bing actually did say there'd be some prize money for the winning team.
Beautiful.
Now, if Knights win, I've got to say the Knights are what's winning me on a podcast, which is what Malt selected, by the way.
Okay, all right.
If Nemesis wins, Malt must read a script written by me on the podcast of my choosing. God. So, I kept that door nice and wide open to give myself a nice wide berth on how deep I wanted to go on that. So, we'll see.
All right.
Yeah, the winning...
I caveated it to make sure that, I'll be reading it and approving it before I read it, but I know it will be. If it's in with the allotted, then I will do it. But yeah, nothing too embarrassing. I am yeah.
The winning team do get at the moment the pot's only $5, but I did say I'd
that's fine.
include into that if Malt joins. So technically, I should put my money where my mouth is as well and up the pot, right?
Yeah,
To
yeah.
motivate you guys to try harder.
For sure.
So I
Give me
will
some
be
beer
doing
money.
that just to confirm. So the pot will be $10 worth of rune silver for each squad member. So a total of $30.
Nice. It's not a bad starting event prize. I like this. I
No,
like this.
no.
Yeah.
Going forward, the prize pot will, be
Yeah.
bigger, but as it's
For
only
sure.
2 teams right now,
Yeah.
that's a decent sizable prize pot,
Yeah,
considering
sure.
the other winning conditions within that. For me, I'd happily ditch the prize money and just take Malt on a podcast reading out an entire script of why I'm the best.
Same on hearing that amazing.
yeah.
That will turn into a soundboard. It will become a soundboard.
Oh
for
god.
This. Yeah.
Make Tom infinitely more annoying.
That's possible. I'm just joking.
Ooh.
Just joking.
No, that's all exciting stuff. Yeah, very looking forward to it. I think we've got some
Yeah.
team trainings going on throughout the week. We'll prep for it, and yeah, we'll just see what happens on the day.
This is my big return. I
Yeah.
played with Bing a few like 2 weeks ago, maybe, or maybe 1 week. I don't remember. But that's what I want to say is that I believe that the Knights can come and win this. But
Yep.
Tom, you've been leading groups for 12 years. Is that right? And
Yeah.
I've been leading my group for.
Are you trying to underplay this now?
No. What I'm trying to say is that you know what? Maybe I will lose, and no one will remember us.
Oh, for sure they're gonna remember you. Okay, I'm making sure.
If you lose, no one will let you forget it. The leader of 12 years. And we will win.
Who has been number one in every
12
single
years?
game? Yeah.
And like Rocky says, it's not about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. And that's what the Knights are all about, man.
I'm gonna give you a drop on stuff, right? So this is more aimed at the Guild Wars 2 stuff that we done instead of Star Wars just come real natural, really fast, and then turned into a full-time job. But with Guild Wars 2, it took like a few years of losing out on those leaderboards before we really got up to the level that we wanted to be in that game. It took ages. I'm expecting that to be in this game as well. I think you're going to see other, especially when we bring other guilds into it, I think you're going to see other guilds actually come and do probably better than what some of us would do. Then as the game goes forward, you'll probably see us then start really pushing and getting motivated, because it's always nice to have a target to beat, right? So at the moment, there's not really a target. When the target comes in and there is a target to beat on an official thing, that's when we go chasing. That's when we then take our first place prize. And that's when this victory is even more sweeter. Because then you've then beaten someone like who was top, You are now top.
Yeah, for sure. It'll be a great event.
Yeah, so well, if you do lose, buddy, keep going, because you will probably get up there.
Yeah, that's a big if, but yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Well, same to you, man. I really it'll be fun. I'm really looking forward to going out there and finding your team and just putting our best effort out there.
Exactly. No, that sounds good.
And well, the main thing is hopefully it's entertaining to watch as well, because this is like a test thing. Speaking of that, we do have also another community member, right, called Frosty. He's doing a similar thing at a later date with guilds involved.
Yep.
We have been invited.
Yeah, so we'll probably participate in this one as well, and I think you can see the flyer tier in the video screen. So for anyone who wants to participate, it's just basically getting a team of 3 going, and this will be only on the 11th of November, which falls on a Saturday. and he's doing a similar event where he's doing a Sphere 4 boss run with Chaos and Solar Imbuements to make a Firebomb Mutator Gloom event, essentially. And yeah, he's got a few rules, as you can see. The first one being you can't have the same Wayfinder or weapon on the same team, so it just gets a bit more variety for more combinations going. The second rule is like you can't do any obviously like glitches or any cheesy stuff. You need to like beat the boss like fairly to like make it fair and like actually make it a challenge. And the last rule, which is probably the most interesting rule, is at least either a content creator or a streamer needs to be part of the group, and yeah, and must be streaming basically the event on your team. So just to kind of, I guess, like for him to like just kind of surf around who's playing and make sure everything's going fair, and yeah, just get a lot of good content and the community involved, I guess. So this will be a pretty fun event, I reckon.
Okay, so the other thing we did forget to include as well is we're again not allowed to use any shortcuts as well. So everything has to be done,
The normal way intended, right?
No skips, no cheese. It has to be all done legitly as well. So the
Exactly.
rules are very similar to this one.
Mhm.
It is just going to be different imbuements.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if Frosty's will cover the new bosses or not. We've got to get some clarification from him. Maybe he can drop a comment on this video, and
We'll also link. We'll put a link to his Discord as well. So like, I'm sure there's a bit more information there. And if you
Yeah.
do want to register a team, you do need to go into his Discord, because I think that's where like all the voice chats will be on that day, and everyone will kind of be there together. I think Biz, like Two Taps team, the friend of the show who kind of came on last week, is getting a team together, and there's a few streamers who are kind of interested. So yeah, no, it'll be a very good community event. Meet new people, see what's kind of happening. Yeah.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting, especially for us, because I don't think we're actually outputting a entire team, right? Like we're not just taking all of Nemesis. We're not just taking all of
No,
Knights. Or it
it'll
is
be a
going to
mix
be a
match.
mix.
Mhm.
And I was very lucky that I was able to get the day off to actually participate, because
Yeah, that'll be
normally I
really
wouldn't
fun.
be able to. So
Mm.
it's going to be interesting. I would like to see if we are possibly able to get a second one or a third in. But
Yeah,
it's
I
just going to
mean,
be down to people's times, and if we're allowed to put
exactly.
in multiple, you know.
Yeah, no, I think we should be able to get 2 in. But yeah, we'll see what happens. It'll be really fun.
Yeah, it's gonna. Good luck, Frosty. Hopefully, you can see how ours pans out and adjust yours, and
Yeah.
hopefully make it a lot better.
Yeah, learn from us. All the mistakes we make. Yeah. No, that'll be good fun. Just on closing, like I think we got a really the game's just getting to a point where like I think there's enough people at end game content where we can start doing these fun events to get the community together. So yeah, it's just like good stuff on the horizons.
Yeah, definitely. And that kind of answers the Reddit question I got the other week on the podcast of why do I keep doing this stuff? Well, because good stuff like this comes along, and
Exactly.
it's all the
You get
people you
everyone
meet along
involved.
the way, man.
Yeah.
Okay, so moving on then. We
Yep.
had an unexpected person in our YouTube comments.
Oh yeah.
We actually had Snarf in our YouTube comments, which was really nice to see. From the way he's like worded that now, he's watched
Very
at least
supportive.
that whole
Yep.
episode at least, and hopefully watched some of the others. Which kind of like is great, because it means that not only are players expressing themselves in that, the feedback in those podcasts is being heard in some shape or form.
Or like they also like are happy that there's a lot of people enjoying like the events that we're like gonna like host and stuff. So it gives them like a bit of like, I guess, happiness too, like to see the game grow like this too. So I think it's just good having that interaction.
I was just gonna say, no, I'm really glad that Snarf got to see this podcast, and yeah, I hope that he enjoyed it and got to see kind of our opinions and stuff, and but yeah, I was super stoked when I saw he had watched it.
No, yeah, exactly.
It's interesting, but again, going back to the feedback, there's a little spoiler alert coming up in the AMA department. I'm
Mhm.
kind of disappointed that one piece of feedback of mine didn't really make it into the game. You know,
What was
a
that?
certain Wayfinder
Oh yeah,
necromancer.
a necromancer-like, but
It
oh
seems it
yeah,
seems they just want to keep teasing me in this game. Like, we're gonna give you half a necromancer,
yeah.
but it's not actually a necromancer.
I'm sure that's what happened in the dev meetings. Is like, how can we screw over Tom today?
That'd be
Let's
funny.
make a
That'd be awesome.
necromancer. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like
I can just say now. How about we make a
yeah.
necromancer? How about we only make half of one and keep this guy like
Oh, that's gonna
playing
rile
the
Tom
game
up
some more?
really, really bad. Yeah, let's do that. Done.
Uh, so it's like, guys, we gotta make this almost happen, but not quite, just to mess with them.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. To be fair, I give him it. Kairos kind of fit the half theme for me as it was,
Mm.
but
Mhm.
I'm gonna be interested to
Yeah.
see what they have planned for this
Yep.
half
Well, I mean,
necromancer.
yeah, I mean, this is a good segue into the next, well, the topic we're kind of on is just kind of going over some of the AMA notes that's kind of come out for future contents and stuff. And like, yeah, I think like we're discussing one of the things that came out was that they announced a new way. Well, yeah, they're going to announce a new Wayfinder that's in the works, which is like a necromancer but isn't a necromancer. Very interesting choice of words. So yeah, how do you feel about that, Tom?
Just give me the necromancer already. You gave me Wingrave, and that's great. I've got the Guardian I wanted to play from Guild Wars 2. Just give me the necromancer or the Reaper. Just death
Yeah,
inspired.
death
Just
inspired.
me. Yeah, just something along that line.
Yep.
And no, I'm not taking Venomous as an answer. You know, with no, I want a pure death themed like character,
Okay,
death
Batman.
inspired abilities, and a bigger scythe than Kairos's would be great. Just saying.
Yeah, that'd be really nice. I think one I think point that they made was they're gonna start introducing, so they're gonna announce a
Yeah.
skill tree. And you got 12 skill points that you can spend, right? For each character, which would be really interesting.
Yeah, so the question to that
Mm,
was, will it be possible to unlock everything in an archetype skill tree?
mhm,
And will it be for the whole archetype or just a specific character, right? And the answer to that was you won't be able to unlock everything in the archetype tree. Each
mhm.
archetype has the same tree layout, but each character manages their own separately.
Exactly.
So you are archetype level 12 with War Masters. So your
Mm,
level 30 Wingrave and your level 1 Grendel will each have 12 points they can spend in
mm.
their own trees. So you can make
Yep.
a different choice on each character
Yep.
using those 12 points, basically.
Yep. Okay, that what do you think some of the points might include? Because this is really interesting.
It is going to be interesting because, like, I'd imagine that it really depends on the tree. Is there going to be like support
Mm.
aspects or DPS aspects in this? Like,
Well, if we break it up into like Arcanus, Weapon Masters, and the other one, who do we have?
survivalist.
Survivalist, yeah. So I'm assuming Survivalist is going to be a bit more into like I don't know, like maybe like more reduced cool skips, or like they get more dodges or something like that, or more stamina related stuff.
Whatever it is, it's got to be global, right? So it can't just be
Mm,
for the one. It can't just be for Silo. So they can't kind of work that in, and especially
yeah,
when they want to release new Wayfinders, you don't
yeah.
really want to limit your design, right? By locking
Mm,
yourself under some of these trees. So I think they're going to keep it as open as possible, and I think you might just see like some damage buffs
yeah.
or crit buffs, something in there to really mix and match. Maybe like defense buff. You might get some kind of self healing, I would imagine.
Oh, that'd be cool. Yeah, I like that.
Stuff I can see stuff like that happening.
Mhm.
What I can't see is flat out Wayfinder abilities that are unique.
Mm,
You might see a global one, that all of the architect can use.
yeah, that's true. But yeah, we're really
Uh,
interesting to see. Yeah.
So we actually had the next question, and this goes on to the second question a little bit here.
Mhm.
So we have, will we get an option to run Lost Zone / Hunts at higher power level?
Oh, I like this.
For
Yeah, yeah.
those getting more sets of level 30 plus, right? And the answer to that was yes. So we're going to be introducing Mythic, formerly known as Heroic Dungeon tiers, and they will have their own drop tables. The follow-up question to that was, why did you change the difficulty name from Heroic to Mythic? To not get confused with Heroic Wayfinders.
Which I would much rather have Mythics like have its own like drop loot and its own like harder rarity like items to like acquire from those mythic hunts. Like I don't want like the same stuff that I can get like running just normal dungeons. And with like and then using mythics just have like a higher chance of getting those items, right? Like I'd much rather like farm like their unique drops that hopefully is what they do. But
Yeah, and that's something that kind of I had kind of issues with when I was playing was the harder content didn't feel that much, and I feel like it wasn't at the time I was playing rewarding for doing the harder content.
Yep.
And for me, like I don't want to just play a game that doesn't like incentivize to do the harder content. Like that kind of automatically takes the fun out of some things.
Exactly.
So to hear that, Mythics, I would really love them to have a separate, incentivize to do the harder content, to keep pushing, to keep getting better, and to get rewarded for that, not just for the sake of making your life harder.
Like if they made like a Tempest like gun only obtainable by doing like different mythic dungeon runs, that'd be really cool. Because you'll like have like a really OP gun with or like one of the best guns in the game, and you can only acquire that through mythics, right? That'd be really cool. Or yeah.
It's going to be interesting. I was thinking now, like, so they have their own drop tables. Does that mean an increased like boss echo rarity increase on that? Like, are you going to get less commons and more blues? And is epic going to be increased to drop more?
I certainly hope so. Well, like I said, I feel like it needs to really feel like if the difficulty is a step up, and I hope it is, I feel like the loot should reflect that. And I think that would be a great way of showing that. Because, like I said, like I don't want to do harder content just for the sake of doing harder content. I want to feel that reward.
Yeah, for sure.
And kind of coupled with, okay, I got to hurdle over this hard, thing to do, but I also get in-game rewards. So I hope I hope that they capture that very well. I want this game to succeed.
Of course, yeah.
I've got the money in it, that's for sure. So I'm not seeking for this game to, crash and burn. I want it to succeed, and I'm hoping the devs can deliver. And so I'm really looking forward to seeing them deliver on those stuff.
I got one question for Malt on that. Okay, so you said you put money into the game. What Founders Pack did you buy there, buddy?
Which one did you buy?
I bought the Exalted, as you know.
Yeah, I did too.
Full investment, no regrets.
After that whole pay to win discussion in an earlier podcast.
I know. Okay, I still say it's pay to win. I never said I wouldn't pay to win.
Really quickly, why do you say it's pay to win? Really quickly.
Okay. Oh gosh.
Just for new audiences who might not have heard the past.
All I'm gonna say on this pay to win is, what are you winning, mate? What is it in this game that you're winning?
So what I would say, right, is pay to win means, and the definition, if you look it up, Tom learned this the last time we talked about this, is that if you are spending money to receive an in-game benefit, that is pay to win. So by technicality, when you
what
buy
benefit are you getting? Is what I'm trying to understand.
First of all, Heroic Kairos,
which right now in the current state isn't that great on some of the bosses, as you're going to find out. Isn't as OP anymore. Kind of
but
like,
still, for a time, it was, right? And also, you got access to early stuff, right? So you got the Nightshade, and you got all those things. You were able to, unlock different Wayfinders, so you're able to do that. And I can tell you, there was times
bonuses,
where
buddy. They're just bonuses, buddy.
no,
Dave,
no,
Dave,
no,
not.
they're
Gotcha,
But it
right.
comes down to the one question though on that, right? And I'm sorry to meme myself here. What is that winning? That heroic Kairos and those weapons though don't make you a good player at all. Like you have to put time into it, and just unlocking that. I get where you're coming from on the time and that, but that isn't really a big game changer in the large scale of things. That's not going to make you do raids really well. That's not going to make you get all these luxury rewards and that from events and stuff. Just
and what you're talking about, and we talked about this last time, was that on a scale, right? Of you look at it as a yes or no question, right? I look at it as a scale. That's really the big difference. Under my definition, it still isn't pay to win enough for you to care and say it's pay to win.
Then they should just rename it pay to save time, because pay to win, well, you're not winning anything. You're paying to save some time, and that's it. It's not very much time either at that point. But hey, well, there you have it, guys. That was round 2 of the pay to win discussion.
We didn't expect that, did you?
No. I just had to dig more on that a bit. That was
no, that's fun.
One of our favorite moments. That one's.
It is.
Lots of memes.
It's always good content. It's always good content.
Always.
It's definitely going to be on one of our when we get into doing merch. It's definitely going to be one of the first ones we do, right? So.
What are you winning, mate? Yep.
What are you winning, mate? Okay, so going on from that off topic.
That was great.
Let's go with the next AMA question, and this one's kind of vague. Are there any crossovers in the works?
Yeah.
I have no idea on that.
I was talking actually with Inferno Blaze a while ago about the crossover realm, and we actually talked about
beautiful.
And he's more of a Warframe guy. He said that he thinks that it wouldn't do a character, but it is very possible and easy to do weapon crossovers from Warframe. That certain popular weapons in Warframe might be pretty easy as even skins or actually new weapons, period, that are styled after a Warframe weapon.
Is the Brahma confirmed then, yeah? That'd be great in this game.
Well, again, it may be just a skin, cosmetics, crossovers. That's probably the most likely, to be honest, in my opinion. I hope that they don't do any crossovers that will cheapen the experience of being in the game. I want it to feel like Wayfinder. I don't want it to feel like Fortnite, I don't want to be battling, the Dredge and see Bugs Bunny to my left and Neo from the Matrix on my right. I hope that doesn't happen.
Exactly.
I gotta agree with that one. Even if they, as much as I really do like Warframe, I really don't want to see the frames and that in this game. I don't mind some weapon skins as kind of a tribute, but I really don't want to see Excalibur Prime or anything like that drop in even just as a skin for a character. I know some people would think that's great, but it does take away from the experience if you log into the game and you just see a bunch of Excalibur Primes running about. It's not really Wayfinder then. It's you may as well just add the rest of the Warframe skins to go on top at that point.
Yeah, and I think it's easy to say to do crossovers. Well, the Gloom, kind of, messes things up, and the just everyone loves multiverse at this point, and that's what everyone's going with. So Wayfinder. That's probably, so there's easy conclusions for that. But again, I just hope they don't go too far with it. Like Diablo, when I heard that there's, KFC sponsor, I was like, I'm not a Diablo fan, but that sounds just terrible to me.
I mean, if they need the money to get more staff or something, I'm all for KFC in Wayfinder.
No, please, no. Leave the chicken.
Leave the colonel
To the
alone.
players.
Leave the colonel alone.
Yeah. Leave the chickens out of this, okay?
Not
We
the-
did actually have
Mm,
a kind of a big question on this
mm.
one. So, how
Yeah.
many new official Wayfinder heroes do you think you've seen concept art for
Oh
by
yeah.
now? So they replied probably five, and by that he's seen tons of random sketches. But as far as this is going to be a character in the game,
Mm.
100% sure. Five,
So is
probably
that
about
including
five.
Grendel or do we minus Grendel?
I feel like you have to take Grendel out of that now because he's already
Yeah.
been shown, right? So,
Yeah.
um, because
And
the
then like
concept art means they haven't like really. It's just a sketch that they've
yeah.
picked out right to start animating the stuff. So I would
Yeah.
assume, yeah, not Grendel.
Okay.
Probably
So then
not the other one either.
the
Not the monk
Necromancer.
one also. No, the monk one that's coming.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So probably not them two, and it's
Mm,
like the ones going after them.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, so then like we will have the Necromancer included in the five, or like the Necromancer looking like one. And then yeah, we'll
Yeah.
see. There'll be maybe a few more Arcanists and Survivalists as well.
Hopefully, I mean, I'm really looking forward to seeing what these guys can come up with.
Mm-hmm.
Even in terms of races as well, because we do have Grendel,
Mm.
and he's
I
very
like
like
that.
Gil's 2 char based. Like it's kind of
Yep.
like the like tigery lion, whatever you call it.
Yeah, like a
Um,
beast, like
yeah.
yeah,
So it's
character.
interesting to see what else they can bring into
Mm.
that. Like, will they bring like more nature into that as well? Like more
I would love a
druidy.
Druid class. Like, please, let there
Oh,
be a
Druid would
Druid.
be fun.
I cannot wait for a Druid.
I mean, there's the more races they have coming out as well, just expands this world, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So it just means going down the line, possible
Mhm.
future like updates, expansions, whatever you call them in this game,
Yeah.
means they can really go and dive into some lore if they really want the option to. It kind of opens up more doors for them that way as well. So we have another question, and this is actually a big one, and
Mm.
I feel sorry for Two Tap on this in a way.
Yeah.
So the question was, I bring up my drill question again. There's an unholy amount of bones and trickster coins.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so there's an answer in the supplemental. So I'll just read
Mm.
both in one go.
Mhm.
So the answer was, yep. All the event items will be getting reworked to be tied to the location, not an event.
Mm.
So by this, in my head,
Yeah.
it's going to be you complete a zone, and these will come up at the end screen.
You'll always have you'll always get an X amount of items you're farming, like
Yeah.
relating to bones and like maybe tricks or coins that they've already reworked.
So the supplemental answer for the above is bones are going to become a zone-wide mines
Mhm.
event resource instead of just event specific. Okay, so that already kind of goes back on what we just said. So they are going to be tied to events in the zone, not at the end screen. Just to
Mm.
clarify that then.
Mhm.
At least based off the Trello and other conversations. As for trickster coins, plentiful feedback about them. We'll see how they're adjusted. And then Solid just said this was all correct, basically.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so I mean, this is kind of comes back to what Malt was saying just before,
Yep.
right? Like, if
That's what I was
the
thinking.
like, I mean, archaic bones are probably like the one of the most annoying things to farm right now. It's just very, very hard to come by as an event, and you need a lot of them to basically unlock the Wayfinders. So it's right now like, do you kill yourself, like just work 24 hours a day to farm X amount, or like wait until things get reworked, because I think the devs are also learning from how the game evolves. And I think yeah.
Oh, sorry, you can finish.
Oh, I was just about to say, like, yeah, just like, do you just like take the Malt route and then wait till season 2 comes out where all this stuff will be reworked and it's actually easier and more for quality of life easier to farm, right?
Yeah, and that's kind of one thing I was like, yeah, so like right there for me, I'm like, okay, I'll just wait to farm that. So there's several things there I already can think of. Oh, if I return the game, I won't be doing that or that. you know, until some of these things are fixed, or you know, changed. But that's something I hope that they can learn. How, like one thing about like the people that put in a lot of effort and then understand, like, because I get catch up, right, for new players, and you want new players to be able to experience and get the stuff done. But and I know a lot of live service games struggle with having places and ways for people to catch up to current content while still making it impactful for the people that put in a bunch of work, that you know an update comes along and kind of undermines that all the work they did, and someone can do it in like a fourth of the time or a fourth, you know, the resources. So I hope they can figure out, and this is early access, so I'm not saying that for this that's a drawback. I'm just saying that I hope later down the line they're able to find a balance with that.
For sure, yeah. Tom, your thoughts?
I mean, Warframe's got the same problem going on right now, right? It's they've been around a while, and the one thing I've heard of guildies that we've tried to get into Warframe in the past to play with our little small group there is there's just so much to do. It's going to take me too long to catch up with doing the content that you guys want me to do.
Well, one possible workaround I can see is like if they're making certain events easier or certain items easier to like farm, right? Why not add in like new content with it? So yeah, you're making Archaic Bones easier to farm, so now you can get like the other Wayfinders that most of the community who spent a lot of time trying already has. But now like that side of the community who likes to grind and stuff has the new content to grind, probably, you know, probably a very long and tedious way, but then like that will get easier when like they kind of tweak it and make those new items easy to farm, but then you also add in new content, if that kind of makes sense.
You know,
I think the people that like to grind, right?
Yeah.
I think that would be when raids come and the mythic stuff. I think that stuff will be supplemented. You know, that urge to farm, and they can go and farm those. You know, and as long as they're supported, especially raids, please airship. Don't be like other game companies here and scrap raids. Keep it supported. As long as that content's there, they will grind. I know when that content's there, my lot are grinding. And don't forget, you've still got the echoes and the rarities, and it really depends, like, on what loot's going to be included in these newer, like the raids and that. It really depends how much of it is going to be. Like, if it's kind of like echoes, let's say like Hollow Ones, we know that's a big grind already. It's not something you can cheese, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So if they make it like that, where you have to go on that, you know, do that thing, and there's not cheese there to allow you to get that stuff much quicker, like you can on some of the other ones, like Talons and stuff. Yeah, I feel like the grind will be there for them, and they wouldn't have to make that any easier for people, because raids would be,
that's fair.
in my opinion, optional. You know, they're not meant for everyone. They're those that want the next challenge up. So that's why I can see him separating that.
Yeah, no, that makes sense too.
Yeah, I just couldn't see him doing a big. I can't imagine like there being a big, you know, gap difference. Maybe as more echoes open up down, you know, as we get the Ascension and stuff, and you can have more echo slots. Maybe the gap might open up there, and they might have to look at that. But based on what we've got right now, it's not, you know, the difference between you having like blue echoes compared to some raid exclusive epic wouldn't be too much, given the limited space in these as well. Because you get, again, some people want to play with quality of life in their builds, so it's, you know, not everyone's going to be gearing for like maximum DPS, which is great. But if you can't survive and you've got no quality of life in that, to you know, what's a dead DPS? You know, no DPS. So, yeah.
No, fair enough. And I think, we've basically covered all the exciting stuff that's going to be coming out in the next couple of weeks and, you know, in a month or two. which will be really exciting.
We do have at
Mm.
least one more question I need to get off on this.
Yes,
This
yes.
is a big one because we have spoke about this a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And it was AP feels
Oh yeah,
underwhelming in comparison to pure
yeah.
weapon builds. And this is the Kairos talk that we were, this goes with him. So, is there any internal talk you can release on how build variety will be extended or empowered?
Mm-hmm.
And the answer to that was I do know what we're discussing in general, and a decent revisit on all the abilities that would most likely include a flat AP. So by that, how to explain? So let's take Kairos as the example boy here.
Mm-hmm.
We have his skill 4, and that you can build a AP build, but that
Yeah.
that ability will have say 400 flat AP built into it, where skill 2 might only have 100 AP built into it. So you're going to be getting some different damage, right? They're kind of changing it in that way where they can really tweak the balance out that way as well.
Mm-hmm.
So if something's underperforming, they can also now buff that, and shouldn't be too bad. I'm kind of interested if it's just flat AP they're going to be doing on
Yeah.
that. Are they going to be like doing any sort of like base crit rating or base crit power in these? That could really change it up as well.
It's hard to say. Yeah.
It would definitely open some doors on a wider variety of stuff that they could do. But we'll see. At the moment, it's just flat AP. It's better than nothing, and we'll see
Yeah.
how this
Yeah.
goes.
Maybe this will be the
Um,
buff that Karis needed to, just kind of be a bit more relevant. But
Yeah, be interesting. I'm also interested to see how that works with like Venomous.
yeah.
We know Wingrave AP isn't that great, but having some AP isn't too bad. Like a minimal amount. I think everyone would benefit from this though. Maybe. We'll
Yeah.
see.
Yeah. It'll be good. I mean, I don't think Ven needs more AP. But yeah, I mean, we'll see if they'll increase or decrease. It's a bit of a vague statement to kind of speculate how it's going to go.
Oh, there is actually one more I do want to include. This is the last one though.
Yeah.
Okay. This is the spicy one. Okay, so we know there's going to be 150 plus fixes coming out with the update. So the question is one of the 150 plus fixes going to make Venomous players upset? Okay, so for those that don't know, like go and watch our the tier list breakdown or a couple of other podcasts. I mean, this is discussed quite a bit. In short, though, the answer is I had to go and look, but it seems there is going to be a bug fix resulting in a buff and a nerf.
So
So
crit
we
rating
know,
is going to work as intended.
yeah, I think that's where the nerf is going to be for
Yeah.
sure. That's pretty obvious. Resulting in a buff, though, I haven't played enough of Venomous to really delve into the kit to see where a buff would result in that.
I mean, to be fair,
outside of
like,
leveling.
well, it's hard to say because right now with the crit rating being bugged, she's fine. Like, I don't think that you need to touch her, like you don't need to buff her more, right? But it's hard to say when the crit rating goes away or it's working as intended, what the downfalls of that character is.
I think it could be something that's similar to what we said before before the podcast, where I think they'll nerf her crit, but they might buff the initial amount from the effect, if that makes sense.
Oh yeah,
So,
gotcha. Right.
so
It
let's
deals
say
more damage over time.
Yeah, let's say right now it's meant to be 18% or whatever, but it's giving you, let's say in this case 32. They're going to nerf it down to 18, but then buff the actual thing to go like to 24. So
Yeah, gotcha.
something like that maybe. Again, all those numbers are made up. Don't come at me in the comments, right? I just don't have
Yeah.
time to memorize everyone's stuff. But again, it could be a really positive or negative. Hopefully, it doesn't become a negative like Kairos has.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy's usable, but he's certainly no like biscuit, you know. So
No biscuit. Sorry, just
Yeah.
picked it back up.
Yeah, no,
Another
completely
another
agree.
meme right there. Another meme. Just
Yep,
full of
yep.
memes tonight.
Just keep them rolling, just like the biscuits.
It's good, but it's certainly no biscuit.
Oh, that's so funny.
Other things that we know are coming up, like we've already covered. We've done like multiple videos on it as well, which is like the dyes for the Kairos hair and the weapon dyes. They've all been displayed by us before.
Yeah, I mean,
Go
there's
and
a few
check
other
that
things
content out if
that
you want.
we don't need to like get into because like it's very self-explanatory or it's been covered by us or like other YouTubers. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think we got through most of the stuff anyway.
If you do want to go and
Mm.
view this, it's on the Wayfinder Discord. You can find this easily through the dev tracker for the full thing. There's a lot of questions we did miss out. We're just very limited on time because we do want to go on to our next and final topic, which is the Reaver King update.
Yeah.
This is going to be quite the mid-season update. We know we're getting at least 2 new hunts. We're getting 2 new zones. We're getting some side quests and stuff as well. We know we're finally getting some of those weapons that were meant to be out 2 weeks ago. Was it now? Like over a month ago. So,
Yep.
That's a very long 2 weeks. But hey, it's here right now. So I'm not complaining. It's all aboard the hype train for this one. This one's looking to be really good. Third imbuement slot as well. That's going to add some, some extra context to it as well. Going to be exciting to see what some of those third effects might be as well. Like with running 3 imbuements. I can't imagine running triple greed would still grant the same thing, right? It'd be a more enhanced version than that. So,
I mean, the only thing with the imbuements is if there's 3 imbuements, like as Malt was saying, if there's better rewards, it'll be more worthwhile running them.
Yeah. I really want to be incentivized to do the harder content. Like,
or the annoying content. Like really, like triple greed would not be fun. I
No, it
can
would
tell you
not.
that.
It would not. Gosh.
Okay, so out of some of the, because we've covered these weapons before, in a previous podcast where we went over some of it. I think it was maybe with Tempter or something. The weapons are kind of like including like Eclipse, Rose of Thorn, Legacy. So Legacy is that one sword and shield that everyone went, now I can be a pure tank with. So if you're looking for extra survivability, not just for you, but for your team, that will certainly do it with the weapon ability. We then got Eclipse, which is like really badass looking axe. Yeah, looking forward to those ones. The Rose and Thorn, not so much. It's kind of been pointed out in the guild as well that it feels like the weapon ability is just I think it was a reworded Venom or just a copy and paste of Venom, something like that they were saying. So,
we'll see.
Yeah, and then like Juggernaut's already come out through the last update. So yeah, Dustbringer's certainly interesting if that one is coming out. So are you looking forward to getting your hands on new weapons, lads? Like, you looking to try and see some different combinations here? Like, what are you looking forward to?
Well, when Grendel comes out, maybe the two-handers, but I'm more keen on the Phalanx. That's out. That's the new healing sword and shield, which looks really nice. At least for Ven, I know that's going to be popular with Winggrave. But I think for Ven as well, that'd be a really fun playstyle to get into. So I'm very keen on that. And her the weapon ability is pretty good. It protects the Wayfinder and all nearby allies as well.
Just to clarify, that's Legacy. The Phalanx is the weapon ability.
Oh, is that it? Oh, gotcha. Yeah, my bad. Yeah. So definitely Legacy. Yeah.
The one thing they did say though, and this is going to be big for a lot of people that don't have the battle pass or didn't get the tier skips. I think it's more for the base pack people. Is the ability to get Nightshade now crafted in game with this update because it's going to bring Wormwood. Farm away, and I believe it's Wormwood that they said was going to be the biggest boss in the game currently, as it stands now. Something along the lines of that. So that's going to be interesting. But let's be honest, everyone's looking forward to taking on the Reaver King with him riding his board there. So
the artifact as well, where it's starting to farm.
Yeah, what was actually funny was Bing posted in the Discord saying we'd all seen this bear before. And he linked back to one of those Gloom, Into the Gloom videos I done, where it's just pure gameplay. We actually found the bear, but in my recording, the bear's bugged. It doesn't do anything. You just complete the event, you can't kill him. So, it's going to be, it's going to be interesting because he's quite a large bear. You know, it's kind of like one of those. It's not ones that you would find commonly in the Hollow Heart and stuff.
Yeah,
it was a slightly bigger model, from going off memory at least how it looked on the video.
Yeah, it is bigger, yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see then the model on top of that.
That's honestly, that's what I'm most excited for. Is like, it's like we got introduced to the Reaver King, and then it just like stopped the story. So that was kind of one of my things that I was kind of like, I felt like it didn't really have a, you know, not even one quest line that said, "Oh, go and keep gaining more power and echoes and stuff, and prepare for your fight for the Reaver King." It just kind of drops you. So I'm kind of excited to kind of delve back and kill the Reaver King at least. That guy needs to die.
I can relate to that. Ending the Into the Gloom gameplay thing on that note was kind of awkward. It didn't really hype up what was coming, or it was just like, oh, okay.
It doesn't even tell you that you're done. It just basically was like, wait, is there any other quest? And it doesn't give you another quest, and that's it.
Okay, so with this, we have the Hollow Heart as a new expedition. We have the Wormwood being a new hunt. We have the final battle being a new boss hunt. And then we have the Roots of Evil again being a new expedition. So we already got Hollow Heart. That wasn't supposed to be in the game, but they kind of just left it in there. So with this, there's technically 3 new ones, but they are counting Hollow Heart, so it is 4. For them, this is probably Hollow Heart's main thing, you know.
Yeah.
Out of those 4, I'll still leave Hollow Heart in this in case some of you prefer. Out of those, what really stands out to you? Like, I know you have to play through the story to get to these, you know, but if you could pick any one to go into first, what is standing out here for you?
Wormwood, I reckon. I'm very excited for Wormwood.
Yeah.
How about you, Malt? Like,
I think I would say Wormwood too. Like, I don't know a lot about it, but that name kind of, I'm curious. It's got me curious.
Yeah, that's just new content, which is going to be really fun to learn. The new mechanics, it's just, it'll be something refreshing, which I think I desperately need from the game. I'm getting there.
Yeah, and like I said, the most thing I'm excited about the update is just killing the Reaver King in general.
Yep.
So the final battle I'm excited for.
That'll be a good challenge, hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully kick that king off his bear.
It's just very exciting to get some new content. I've been definitely heading towards a burnout side, so I think hopefully with the new update that's coming back in, it's a bit of a kick.
A lot of people hyped for this. Like,
a lot of people are hyped. I mean, I love getting every single housing artifact, so it's definitely going to get me back in to just kind of get the apartment nice and flexy.
Looking forward to that Dread Legion artifact then, yeah?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. I'll just die. Tom will carry me, and until I get it for 150 runs. But yeah, I think it's very much needed. So I'm very happy we're going to get some more updates to keep the game going. And yeah, we'll be back next week, I guess.
Yeah, for those wanting more info on this Reaver King update quickly, though, you can check out our Wayfinder Wednesday 4. You can go to the Wayfinder website and read it yourself. I kept it as short as I could in the video, but yeah, it is all aboard the hype train. That trailer is looking really good as well, by the way. Very, very nice teaser trailer there. Definitely kept you wanting to see more.
Yep.
But with that all said, that is the end of the podcast. Thank you for coming on, Malt, and hopefully, like with the team contest stuff, that you'll be back on very soon. Reading the script.
I'll be playing this week, that's for sure.
No, very excited. Thank you guys so much.
Yep,
Yeah,
thank you.
just remember you can become part of our community.
Right.
Discord and the link below. You can either join as a community member, get tagged in some of the events, or you can join the guild, join one of our stag teams, and hopefully we can have another guild competition like this where it's team versus team versus team. But again, there are going to be other stuff that we take part in and events that we host as well, including other guilds that you can all get involved as well. So at least join us at the Discord so you don't miss out on that. With that said, though, we're Retribution Gaming, and we'll catch you guys in the next video.